Yes. Welcome to another Live at 5, where we teach you the organic approach to making money online. How is everybody doing? We are super excited. So, as you guys are jumping on, just let us know where you're coming from. In the comments, just put hashtag live and where you're coming from. And if you're catching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments for us. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell. I think it's on this side. Hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when we go live. Let me fix my top. Yeah, my top is doing this thing. But yeah, guys, we are super excited. Those of you that when your name does not when it says Facebook user, just make sure that you hit the link above this so that StreamYard and Facebook will communicate and showcase your name. So as you are popping on, we'll give you an example. We want to say hello for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook group, our Facebook fan page. Yes, Janet. Yes, like that, like Janet's. So we just want to say hello. Thank you for tuning in with us each and every week. We really appreciate you. Today we have a special guest. You can see the lovely woman below us with that beautiful smile. Yes, she is our guest, and Takesha is going to share with you who she is, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Boom, 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 boom. Yes. This beautiful young woman. Now, you know that we like to bring you guys phenomenal interviews and we like to interview phenomenal people. So, the person that we're interviewing today, her name is Monique Johnson. So, go girl, go girl. I just want to give her two thumbs up. Because when I tell you this sister is doing it in business, she is doing it. Now, some of you guys might not have heard of Monique. We just call her Monique or Mo is what we call her, right? So Monique is the proud business owner, right, of a company called Serenity Solutions. Now, that company was founded by her actually in 2006, and that company is something that she created basically because she just wanted to have lasting solutions to help others live a stress free lifestyle. Now, how many of you guys would love to have a stress free lifestyle?
I know
I
that's
know
right.
that, yes, I know that a lot of us have trouble dealing with stress. And of course, it's important that we deal with stress because stress is a silent killer. So we definitely happy to have Monique here today. Now, Monique actually started out with a mobile spa. So that's how she started out in business, doing a mobile spa. And that transformed actually into her
Oh,
doing a resource
there we
center.
go.
And that resource center and her accomplishments are what we're here to talk about today. I just wanted to say, Monique, I'm so happy to have you here. And girl, we're about to get started. Oh my goodness. So we don't want to say too much about Monique because, in the questions, we're going to let her tell you guys a couple things. So go ahead and,
Absolutely.
you want to say anything? Hey.
Yeah, well, yes, before I get us started, I forgot to I was so excited I forgot to tell who we are. So, those of you that may not know us, my name is Daria Jackson Legonier from New York, and my business partner over here, Takesha Wyatt from South Florida. And as you know, we below us we have a Monique Johnson. So now that we got got that all of that out the way, let's get started. So yeah, I was very intrigued when we read a little bit about what you do. So we want to know what gave you the idea to create a mobile spa. That is awesome.
Well, thank you so much for that question. And first off, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to come on your show today. I'm very honored.
You're
And
welcome.
I just really appreciate the opportunity to share and just to be able to invoke some hope and some stress-free vibes for your audience today.
Yes.
So, just to answer your question, where did the mobile spa idea come from?
Mm-hmm.
It actually, a few friends of mine, we kind of went into business together, and we used to do workplace wellness, and we would go to different locations. We would go to different schools, business organizations, churches, you name it, within the workplace environment. That was what we do. That was what we would do. And
Mm-hmm.
the goal was to give back to the employees an opportunity to have like an appreciation as a gift from the employer. And
Mm.
so what would happen is we would actually set up like a little area where we may do like spa treatment. And then I actually had some massage therapists that would work alongside me. And so, of course, there would be like the 10-15 minute pampering session.
Mm-hmm.
But what would also happen is I would take the participants to the side and do like a one-on-one. And so what was happening continuously is that they had real conversations, right?
Yeah.
They understood the importance of taking time out for themselves within the day. And they understood, yes, this is something that I needed to do. However, they were like, well, what do I do in this instance? And
Hmm.
these were some real situations
Right.
that needed to be addressed. And it was more of consultation, providing coping skills, and really creating a a plan for them to help them throughout the day. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and that's just really how it started. So one
Wow.
of my one of my partners is a physician, and I told her, I said, this is really, really great, but I want to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was able to help me to get my stress management certification, and it just went from there. And
Wow.
so when you look at how many people experience stress, and just like you said, stress is a silent killer.
Mm-hmm.
And then just within the work environment, I've worked
Mm-hmm.
in a sales environment for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And just with the demands of a sales environment or any work environment, it might be certain things that you can get through, but there's some other things that you may deal with internally that you really need to have some skills to get through. So
Yeah.
that's really how it started.
Wow. So now
Yeah.
the mobile piece, is it an app that you have that they can access when and then give them what they need when they're in need for these coping strategies? Is that how
So
that works?
so at the time, and this was some years ago when we started it, we didn't have an app, and it was more or less just an appointment that would be made. We had a
Oh,
customer
okay.
service industry. We had certain people from customer service that was allocated to reach out to our prospects and our customers,
Mm-hmm.
and we would just basically schedule an appointment, and it would
Okay.
be based off of need.
Oh,
And but
okay.
it, like I said, it just kind of morphed into something more. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I really just felt my purpose be ignited in
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
this whole process.
Well, I can see how
Yeah.
something like that would be so successful because we
Oh
are
yeah.
living even today we're living in a very stressful environment, period.
Yes,
Whether
yes.
you're
Hmm.
working 9 to 5, whether you're working for yourself, it's
Hmm.
just so much that's
Yeah.
happening in our world. So for something like this to be available, that's amazing. 15 minutes, every employer
Yeah.
can take 15 minutes to de-stress
That's right.
because it helps them to go back to work um refueled
Refreshed.
and yeah,
Right.
and
Yes.
and ready to
Refresh.
just continue the day, because a
Yes.
regular 9 to 5, you get
Oh
a
yeah.
15-minute break in the morning, you get
Right.
lunch, and then a 15-minute break in the afternoon. That's
Right.
usually how it goes, right?
Right.
you know there might be very other variations, but basically that's the template. So to
Correct.
be
Right.
able to have something like your service available, some place where someone can go and actually, just de-stress. You just don't know how many lives you're saving by having this service. So we
Oh yeah.
really
Oh,
appreciate you,
absolutely.
having something like this. So when
Right.
it comes, so you said it was so much more. So I would we would say that your business is online as well, right?
Yes, that is
So what were
correct.
some of
Mhm.
the challenges that you faced when you bought your business online? What were some of the challenges?
Some of the challenges I would say is just really, well, number one, really getting a website that really portrayed what I wanted it to portray. Because
Mm-hmm.
there
Yeah.
years ago we weren't really talking about algorithms. We were talking about search engines and those type of
Yeah.
foundational steps within the online
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
it was more of just really having a presence and ensuring that the right people or that niche market would be communicated with.
Right.
So I would say that would probably be the
Ooh.
biggest challenge.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah.
most people are challenged by that, because number one, some people don't know who their niche market is, and then
Right.
to
Hmm.
find them, doing the
Yeah.
SEO process to find them, I can see that being a challenge. So that's most people. So what was it that you would that what did you do prior to you being an owner of this amazing business here we're talking about?
Well, for
Yeah.
years I worked in customer relations as well as sales.
Mm.
And so you can just
Yeah.
kind of imagine the techniques, the attributes, and the success from those environments
Yeah.
obviously involved interpersonal skills, right?
Mhm.
So, and then
Yeah.
also having empathy,
Absolutely.
because a lot of times in life, people may talk to other people. So, for example, you may ask someone, "Well, how are you doing?"
Mhm.
And really, it's just, in a lot of instances, it's just something that people just say. They don't
Mhm.
necessarily want to know how you're doing. And
Right, right.
so, as a
Right.
society, we continue to do those types of things. But what happens when the person actually wants to know how you're doing? What happens
Right.
when someone actually shows that they care about you enough to say, "I want to hear what you're going through"? Because in a lot of instances, it's more or less about somebody just listening.
Oh yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
and so with those skills that I brought to the table, and then also the golden rule. I grew up with that. Treat people how you want to be treated. And so I just took that along with me
Mm.
and used that
Mhm.
as a foundation to help
Mhm.
me to deliver what was needed.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I
That
love
that
that
was
answer.
that was
Yeah.
a great start, customer service, because you
Yeah.
get cursed out at everything,
Oh my
you
goodness.
know, and you have to know how
Hello.
to do that. When my sister telling me
The
she
best of the best cussing now. Oh my goodness.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
you get
Kids
Mm-hmm.
in
cursed out
tow
every
cussing
day.
now. Mm.
So, I know you said that it has transitioned into bigger things, the mobile spa. So I would say that would be the management resource center, right? So,
Yeah, you can definitely call it that, because I take that approach with me in every aspect of the things that I do, because from a consultation approach, a lot of my business a lot of my business is coming from businesses where I am consulting them. And
nice.
so it sometimes I may not necessarily have that entrance of, let's do a workplace wellness seminar, or let's do something for your employees. the a lot of times now it's more of, whether it's startup businesses or businesses that's trying to get to another level, they may need some additional assistance from an operational development perspective. And
Mhm.
so now that's where a lot of my attention has been placed. And then what happens, like a wraparound service. By the time we start talking about that operational development and some of those other needs, workplace wellness is going to come in there at some point, because it's just like being whole. You can, we're tri-dimensional beings, right? And so if if we are spirit, soul, and body. So
Yes.
if when we're looking for growth, if the only thing that we pay attention to is nutrition and making sure that we exercise, that's great. But
Right.
if you don't deal, if you don't address the other areas of your life, you're still not going to be whole. And so that's what
Oh yeah.
happens within a business consultation. They may think, oh, I just need to get a strategy to get off the ground. I may need to do this, or I may need to do that.
Right.
But as we actually have an assessment, it's more of, yeah, these are some of the things that you need to do. But from an
Mhm.
intrinsic perspective, you need to do some other things as well. And so
Wow.
that's how those services are
Wow.
provided.
I can
Oh,
appreciate,
absolutely.
an employer, seeking out something like this, because once you know that you have healthy
Yeah.
employees working under you,
Yes,
you'll more or less get, what you need.
that's
You
right.
know,
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
having those
Especially.
basic needs met. You
That's
know,
right. That's
Hmm.
right.
so
Yeah,
that's
if you have a
amazing.
chance to do stress.
Right. And it's a
That's right.
sign that the employer cares about their employees when they're
That's
seeking
it.
out, you know,
That's
for,
it.
services like that. So that's amazing. That's
That's
Oh
right.
awesome.
yeah.
So I know,
It's
So,
yeah.
so
it
to
sends
answer,
a message that you're not just a number.
yeah,
It
Mm-hmm.
sends a message that you're not just a number. But then statistics also shows that, an employee in a state of wholeness, they may not say wholeness, but
Right.
wellness,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
They're going to perform better. They're going to be more of an asset to that employer,
Yes.
thereby increasing the bottom line.
Yeah.
So it's more
absolutely.
valuable to have an employee that is in a position to put attention to their health and well-being. And I
Yeah,
wanted to just kind of highlight this also, which is one of the core reasons of what really put me in this position as well. Um, 2008, 2009, if you remember, when everything just crashed and there
Mm-hmm.
were
yeah,
so many things that was happening. I literally heard of people like close to me that was saying how people were jumping off of buildings because they lost all of their money that were in New
yeah,
York. And I mean, people were literally, they just felt like they had no other reason to live.
Right.
And that really hurt me because I'm like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
they don't realize who they are.
Mm-mm.
They don't realize the purpose that God has on their lives. And so, with that being at the core, that's also another reason why whenever I'm talking, consulting, or even interacting with someone, if I have the opportunity to, I think it's just so important to let everybody know how important each and every one of us are, because we all have a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
absolutely,
Yeah, we all don't have
absolutely.
people to
So
tell us that.
now, with that being exactly, and that's right, we don't all have that support system, and so it is important to have somebody outside of you that can, say, hey, you got it going on, girl. Don't listen to
Mhm.
all these haters. But
Right.
that's
Right.
exactly what I love, and you personify that. You can tell that
Thank
you're
you.
all about peace and serenity, and
Mm-hmm.
it exudes off of you. And I love
You
that.
exude. Yep.
Oh yeah. So who would you say you serve? Who's your ideal client?
Oh, when you said serve, I thought you were talking about something else. But I serve my heavenly Father.
I know that's right.
but but really, that is really the core, because my
Yeah.
service to others is a representation to my service to my Father above. I have an obligation because God put me here on this earth for a reason. And I believe that we are all pieces of the puzzle of life. And
Mhm.
so I
Yeah.
have I have a portion that I'm supposed to impart. And so whomever, as I've heard some people say, whoever my tribe is, or whoever I'm here to serve, I'm
Mhm.
going to be able to identify them. And sometimes they're going to appear anyway because the law of attraction. But to really answer your question, um, my as it pertains to my client, or I guess you would say my niche
Yeah.
client is probably the question that you're asking.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would say number one, business owners, corporations, as well as employees. And the reason why I say that is because there is an element that we're able to address on both areas, whether it's from the operational development and helping with the business side of it for the employee, or if it's the
Mhm.
career development and the personal development for the employee. Wait a minute, I said it first. The first I meant the employer, and then obviously the
Yes.
second the employee. So,
Yeah.
Which is
but
very
I
important.
my business, the business market is definitely my niche, business to business.
Mhm. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Business to business is definitely awesome. We do that as well, from business to business. Some of them are just personal clients. So absolutely, we understand that. And business to business is definitely sometimes the way to go because you guys speak the same language, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
y'all ignore that. So I mean, Monique, having learned all this stuff about you, right? Just sitting here getting to know you and things like that. Now I want to find out. Say hi. Hi. Bye. She has to say hi during every live. Go out that way. So basically, the question is: so if you weren't doing stress management and and life coaching and business coaching, what do you think you would be doing?
That's a great question because the funny part about it is I don't think there is another alternative. And here's why.
Mhm. Mm.
When God closes a door,
Mm,
no man can open it. But when he opens a door, no one can shut it. And I've experienced within my life different times where I thought my path was going to be one way. But God said, okay, I'm going to shut all of this down. And he let me see exactly where he wanted me to go. And so
yeah.
for that reason, I really can't say what else I would do because I just don't feel like I'm purposed to do. I feel like I am in the purpose of where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
Wow.
You're
And ooh,
living your purpose. Now that's
that is
powerful.
so, yes, that
That's
is so real.
powerful.
Most people don't know what their
Yes.
purpose is. So
I was
to
just about to
know
say that.
what,
And that's a wonderful feeling to know what your purpose is, to know that you're here for a purpose and you absolutely fulfilling
Yeah.
the purpose that you are meant to fulfill. That's
Yeah.
that's absolutely incredible. I
it
love
is.
that. Oh
Mhm.
my God, I love that.
You know
And
how many
sometimes
years?
because you will question
Mm.
whether or not that you are doing the right thing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's so wonderful. Like God has blessed you with that, and you get to live your purpose every single day. So can
Yeah.
you share with our audience just one way where they can live a more peaceful and serene lifestyle? If you want to do more
Ab-
than one, you're welcome to, but just one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What I challenge everyone to do is to come to a place. where you really learn who you are.
Mm.
And I challenge you to create a who I am statement. Because when you've identified who you are, no matter what you go through in life, you'll be able to come back to that statement and remind yourself, even if you forget. So, number one, create, research, and identify your who I am statement.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I would also challenge you to identify some cycles that that have come about within your life. If if there are certain things that you've been able to identify, jot them down, journal, journal, and journal. Because I can almost guarantee you, continuously journaling and identifying patterns in your life, you'll
Mm.
be able to get a message just in that.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then lastly, I will also say to make sure that you have the right people around you. Have the right people who's going to hold you accountable. Have the right people who's not going to be scared to tell you what's right, even when you think what's right is wrong. And then also have the right people around you to make sure that they push you and they pray for you, even when you may not feel like it. Having the
Mm.
right people in your corner is really going to help you. Like I said, we are all the pieces of the puzzle of life. We weren't put here to be here by ourselves, because if we were, we wouldn't be
Mhm.
sitting here talking today. So we all
Abs-
have a purpose,
Absolutely.
and just identify who is supposed to be connected to you. So, number one, figure out what your who I am statement is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I challenge you to do that today.
Yes.
Number two, journal. Identify the patterns that's in your life, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a message in it.
Hmm.
Some things that you may be thinking, you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. Journaling and identifying those patterns, that message may be a hidden message, but until you do that, you'll be able to find it. And then lastly, once again, just making sure that you have the right people around you.
Mm. Yeah, and we all have areas where we need to work,
Oh
right?
yeah.
That was powerful. That was powerful. And as you were going through each one, I was thinking about where I was in them, and I
Right.
need to journal more. I know I
Yes,
need to do that. And it is
yes.
powerful. There were times when I did it, excuse me, and I stopped.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely got to get back. It's funny that you say that. I was thinking about that today because
Mm.
I bought the Miracle Morning. I don't know if you're familiar.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I have it right here.
Yes. Yes.
Just looking at it, and I said,
Yeah.
let me get up in the morning and get into
Mm-hmm.
this. And then I bought the workbook too, because the work.
She's like, I'm ready.
Yep. So I got the workbook, and it's for network marketers specifically.
Yes.
So, it's going to help me with my routine. It's going to help
That's
me
Oh
with
yeah.
right.
journaling, and that's what those savers are that he talks about.
Yes.
So yeah, you just confirm, like, okay, get up a
Confirmation.
get an hour early before you start
Yeah.
your day, and get it done, and then the community of being around people that are accountable.
Yeah.
It reminds me of GBG, right, T?
Mm.
Will be great sisterhood. We're part of a sisterhood, and we get
Right.
fed every morning,
That's awesome.
and they hold us accountable, and we get the word, so we get poured into, so that when we leave that community, we're ready to start our day. We're revved up. We're ready to go.
That's
Absolutely.
good. That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope
Wow.
you have received value from this interview, and I
Yeah.
know that you guys received some nuggets.
Oh
If
my
you have
goodness.
some
We got like
questions,
a gazillion comments. Wait, hold on. Oh, look at it. Oh,
that's
here goes some
it's
comments. Oh, yes, yes. Figure out who I am. Yeah. Yeah, those
hmm
I am statements are powerful. Yes, the journaling. Yes. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Yes. I have some I am statements right in my bathroom. So when I'm washing my hands, I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying it. I'm reading them. So
Mm-hmm.
it is powerful. Even if you don't believe it,
Mm-hmm.
eventually you will if you keep saying it.
Right.
Yep.
I know
And that's
we're right
true.
at the top of time, but I wanted to just share with you my who I am statement. And this came about because I was really searching. I was at a place where God had closed the door and he was like, all right, now I need you somewhere else. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I supposed to do? And in doing that, that was during the period of time he identified what my mission was, what my purpose was. And in the journaling, in the writing, this is my who I am statement.
Mm.
I am a fearfully, wonderfully made woman that was taken out of eternity and placed into time with a message of peace, serenity, and wholeness. I don't seek to change others, but through my example, provoke others to want to change and to seek God to ultimately identify their purpose and plan that He has for your life. That's
Mhm.
my who I am statement.
Love it.
Yes,
Yes,
that's what
yes,
I'm talking
yes.
about.
God's
Guys,
baby
do you have
girl.
any questions?
Yes. Ooh,
Oh my
love it.
goodness.
We
Yes,
got we
yes.
got
Heart,
we might
hearts,
have to
hearts,
we might
hearts.
have to,
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
revamp
Hit
mine.
that heart
Ooh.
button. I'm loving it. I'm like, bring it, honey. Did I tell you she was gonna bring it, or did I tell you she was gonna bring it?
I
It's
already
been brought.
already
So
knew.
Thank you.
yes,
Y'all just didn't know. But we
tell them
already
how to get in contact with you, Mo.
Well, you can always give me a call at 844 Serenity. That's easy to remember, right?
yes,
Eight
it
four
is.
four 639 8789. But it's 844 Serenity.
Love
Sernity.
that's awesome. I like that. I like
Thank
that.
you.
Yes.
Yes. That's simple enough, guys.
Boom,
You know,
boom, boom.
you get that number and give her a ring a ling
Absolutely.
and a ting-a-ling. That's how you work that.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Let me
So it
see. I'm
doesn't look
checking
like
to
we
see if I
have
see some questions.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have
I
any
don't see
questions. I
any
think
right
people are
now.
soaking this in because this is some good information, guys. And this is
Yes.
going to help you, even when, you don't know where you are with your business and why things are not working out. You got to seek within first. You got to do the work, because you may be
Absolutely.
doing some stuff that's holding you back. So
Yep.
take this serious, guys, because this is serious stuff here. Serious
Yes.
stuff.
You
Yep.
better
So,
believe that. Like I say, stress is a silent killer. And
mhm.
if you can find some way to de stress, that's perfect. And you have 3 steps that you can follow, right? So you can identify what's going on and be able to change it. Thank you, Monique. I love this. This has been so wonderful. A
Thank
Monique
you.
Johnson. Boom, boom, boom. Yes,
Thank you
Yes.
so
honey.
much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yes,
I'm like, this has been a blessing. I hope that
it
you
has.
guys were blessed as well by this.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. If you receive value, you know what to do. Let's get some of them hearts. Yes, yes,
That some
yes.
love
Some
coming through.
gems.
Yes, some
Mm-hmm.
tunes. Let us know. Let us know.
Yes.
And I see
Oh my
them coming
goodness.
through. I see them coming through. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through and hanging out with us for another live at 5. And it looks like we lost Takesha for a second, but we're gonna roll out anyway. Thank you so much again. We'll see you next week. Next week, we'll have an amazing training. We will be teaching you how to do GIFs on Canva. And then our workshop will be coming up. Yes. So, guys, until then, have a blessed week and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys. It's been phenomenal.
Thank you.